let's recap what we've seen so far tonight. We've seen Ryan Acid Zero in, so far, the most brutal match we've seen in Keystone Wrestling. And then we've seen the Diamond City Kings retain their title in the most miserable fashion possible.
And we still have the Keystone Wrestling Championship left.
How's it going with you guys, man? Good to be back in the booth.
Welcome back, Banger.
Being joined by the Banger.
How are you feeling after the Rumble in the Valley?
I'll tell you what, his second clothesline wasn't anywhere near what his first clothesline was.
Banger,
everybody gets lucky, gentlemen.
Banger, when you watch this tape, you're not going to be very happy with me. But I'll tell you right now, how did you ever get cleared to wrestle tonight?
Well, I guess what the brass at KSW doesn't know isn't going to hurt them. They were much more concerned about levying a $1,500 fine against me. And they got their money. They didn't seem to be terribly concerned about whether or not I was injured.
And I'm sure you gave them their little $1,500.
They're like water off a duck's ass, buddy. That was taken care of that day. And I think barring any more Chris Decker incidents, I think we'll be all right here.
Now, Banger, while we have you on the spot, where do you fit in with these guys? Where are you in the title picture?
Well, I guess that's a question for the matchmakers and for the brass of KSW. I don't know. They don't let me know, but I'll go ahead and put it on blast. I'll let them know. I consider myself the #1 challenger for any wrestler in this promotion, any of them. You know?
I would second that any day, Banger.
Here's the deal. We got Marc Krieger getting in the ring right now. Marc Krieger is a fantastic athlete. We're going to get into, he's actually my pick for this match. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that there's a lot of interesting things going on here. Just if you wrestle one person enough times, you're going to figure out how to beat them. I don't think that can be disputed. And I think this being in a cage without the rule system, certainly without the championship advantage, I think AJ's in a lot of trouble here. I'll be very honest with you. I think I can beat Marc Krieger. I know I can beat AJ Evers. So that's really, if that's to answer your question, that's exactly how I'm going to answer it. These are both great athletes, and I can beat them both.
You know, with all due respect, you have all the experience, but I think Krieger is going to be your new champion because he can get into AJ Evers' head like no one else, and AJ Evers can lose his temper easier than no one else.
I'll tell you what, you could see Marc Krieger in that ring living and breathing. You know what I mean? He's fine. He's in perfect health. Go ahead and punch my dad in the face and see what happens. See if you're going to be walking around. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about, like you were saying, getting in his head and having this kid figured out. If you can get somebody figured out, you've got them. And here comes the champion now. I don't want to take anything away from this kid because he has faced, to come down this pike, he has faced everybody to defend that champion. To win that title, he faced everybody. And to defend, and in defending that title, he's faced everybody. He's 20 years old. That's it. He's 20 years old, man. Howard, I don't know how you, when I was 20 years old, I was fighting in a wooden ring.
And here we go.
Here we go. Krieger's not even waiting for the bell. When I was 20 years old, I was fighting in a warehouse. So for him, for AJ to be a fully grown, blossom professional, having numerous titles under his belt, I mean, no pun intended there, but you're going to get right to it here.
He has a very impressive resume for a young guy, but he runs on pure emotion. I've seen tapes of the Banger when he was 20. He ran on pure cerebral power.
Can I outthink AJ Evers? Sure. I think I can. I'm not who he needs to be worried about right now. I mean, in the future, sure, both of these guys in the future, but he needs to worry about Krieger.
Both men scratching and clawing here, trying to get to the door, trying to get this one over quick.
And I don't want to let the Punisher off the hook. I'm not terribly interested in fighting either one of these two unless there's a belt on the line. I want Punisher in the ring. I want Chris Decker to make this happen. He takes care of all of his buddies.
Banger,
take care of me.
Banger, we're not medical professionals, but don't you think you should hold off for about a good 6 months to let your head injuries heal?
I'm not going to let nothing slow me down, man. That clock, if you ever look at a clock, Jesus, I was right into the cage. There's that emotion you were talking about, Bill. That clock that clock doesn't go backwards. It only goes forwards. No time like right now.
Emotion,
he beat me up, man. I've been beat up before.
Emotion's great, but when it runs out, you've got nothing left.
I want to see how he can do. And you can see AJ, like you said, firing up. Not what Krieger wants to let him do. Krieger wants to, like we were talking about before, Krieger wants to use his experience to try to dictate the pace of this match. Look at this. Evers is out already.
Is he showing his inexperience in cage matches? He had a clear shot at the door. Now he's in danger of getting dropped in the back of his head from about 10 feet up.
Not necessarily. The door was only a few feet away from where Krieger was prone. But I think AJ was trying to create distance and escape the cage at the same time. Didn't work out, but I think I know where he was going with
it. There you are, Howard, just as you predicted.
I mean, exactly my point. You can't get a backdrop suplex from the top rope trying to go out the door.
You're not going to win a cage match without taking chances, man. That's how I'll counter that. Not to take nothing away from your point, Howard. I definitely see where you're coming from, but 20 years old and he's had less than 100, probably less than 100 matches.
That's
and I think that this is it shows in moments like that.
That's why you guys are in there and we're up here. And how about Joey Image? He seems to stick his nose into every single thing. How is he going to find a way to ruin things for this kid?
If I may interject, I think Joey Image's gut finds its way to a situation before his nose does.
Of course it does.
I don't know. I've beaten the piss out of Joey Image many times. I look forward to beating the piss out of Joey Image next time I get my hands on him. There will be a next time. He'll be after I finish the big Punisher buffet. I think I'll be looking to Joey Image for dessert.
Joey Image is a rat, and I'm not talking about a rodent. He's a male rat. He runs around sniffing jock straps and slipping $20 bills into people's underwear back there.
Well, Howard, you know how you deal with a rat, don't you? You drown him in a bucket of piss.
Well, that's a very unpleasant thought, but I get your point. We'll stop talking about Joey Image now.
Wonderful. Krieger's staying on him. That's the only... but there's Krieger, and there's the openings that Krieger creates for Evers. Like you said, he's a creature of emotion, AJ. So if he gets fired up, he's going to become very difficult to deal with in the ring, and Krieger should really stay on him. That was an incident right there, and I'm going to go ahead and assume it's kind of early in the match. I don't know where this is going.
Krieger whips Evers from pillar to post and tries to run across with a big kick.
AJ trying to get things together here.
Pops his eardrum.
Krieger trying to make a run for it.
Miscalculation
by Krieger, and a rare one, I'll say.
Now, and he gets stuck in the tree of woe.
Here's the opportunity that Evers was looking for. Like you were saying before, Howard, he can go for the door here.
Instead, he goes for the double stomp to the face.
High-risk maneuver on AJ's part.
Go ahead. Let's not forget that AJ's got a lot. He has a lot to be emotional about. This is the guy that assaulted his father. Are you kidding me? In front of his mother, no less.
He's the one everyone came to see. Can't take that away from him.
Well, that's debatable, but look at this. Taking nothing away from him.
High and tight German suplex. No point in bridging that. This is a cage match. Let him go on stage.
Trouble is, he released Krieger between him and the door.
Yeah, he did. He created an obstacle for himself.
Poor ring position.
Guys, you have to understand. You take a shot to the gut, like I've seen AJ take several. You take a shot to the gut, you feel the will just drain out of you, and keeping your head together is difficult. I mean, a lot of times we're just looking for the shoulder of the thinking about. Beautiful maneuver.
I'm a big fan of that maneuver. Snowplow variation.
Now that door is open, and Marc Krieger is wasting a great deal of time here, taunting AJ Evans. He has to remember that this is a plan. No, I'm not cheering for Marc Krieger so much as I'm pointing out the advantages of his strategy, especially against someone that he's wrestled so many times like AJ Evans. I'm going to go ahead and assume that if Krieger can't get it done today, that this will be his last opportunity. He's had several so far.
Banger, is he trying to get in the head of AJ Evans right now?
It would seem, but I don't understand the wisdom of it. Get out the door. Get him into his head by winning his belt. I mean, I would have been on the floor already. I'm not in there, and I don't want to take anything away.
As we've seen from month to month, the game plan of Marc Krieger has just been get in and destroy AJ Evers.
How is it that you're supposed to pop up after you get your face drilled into a fence like that? See Krieger again. He's taken several shots tonight too. Evers is right on him though. These guys are both tough. I mean, I don't want to sit up here like a braggart, like beating any one of these guys would be a day at the park. It wouldn't, man. I'd come out worse for wear, no doubt about it. But there's that, and there's that fight, man.
There's that aggression from AJ Evers we brought up.
The more you guys bring it up, like, the more I get to thinking about it.
Our cameraman takes it.
Assaults the cameraman in the process.
How is Phil's easy? All right?
Yeah. I don't know. He looks doubled over there.
Down.
Speaking of being worse for wear.
Good
and a pile driver from Marc Krieger.
That's what happens when you wear it on your sleeve, and that's exactly what AJ was doing there. He took his eye off him for a second.
Again, here's Krieger stalling, waiting, get out the door.
Well,
why? And he goes back.
He's channeling the spirit of the late, great, future Hall of Famer Rick Rude.
Oh, no, not another one. Not another.
Another spiked pile driver right on the head of AJ Evers.
Why don't he just wiggle his hips?
Why doesn't he just walk out the door? Well, there you go.
We have a new champion, Banger.
It's there on the floor waiting for him. I don't know what he's doing. He's imploring Joey Image. Joey Image got him his hand is attempting to hand him a chair. I don't know what Chris Decker is doing down at ringside.
It's academic at this point. Now he's looking to end his career. He's not going to give him that compulsory rematch because he's not going to be here.
Evers reversing the third pile driver attempt, dumping Marc Krieger right onto the steel chair.
Absolutely. It's do or die here for the champ.
What's the old saying, Banger? We're children of the 70s and 80s. He went to the well one too many times.
Krieger thought he had him in a position. This is where that emotion for AJ is going to pay off. This incredible ability of AJ to take that beating and come back. Remarkable. When I think about worries I have about facing somebody like AJ Evers, it's that ability to come back. It's that ability to take two pile drivers and pull it together enough that he can climb over that cage and keep that title for one more day.
Now, you've brought up the age of AJ Evers earlier.
Yes.
And yes, he's a young pup in the business,
right.
But in this time, he's also earned his moniker of the indestructible AJ Evers.
I started training this kid, John, when he was 17 years old. And he had a right hand that could get my ears ringing.
Let's hope the commission's not watching.
But with starting so early, eventually it all gets back to you, and you're not going to be indestructible forever.
Right, that wasn't that long ago that AJ was, not a... He can't celebrate his victories with champagne. He's not old enough to buy it. Look at this!
Are you kidding me, Banger?
Dragon suplex, and that's that. He must get to the door. He may not get another opportunity like this.
Where are you going to see a dragon suplex outside of Tijuana?
You're not going to see it anywhere but KSW. That is for sure.
Oh,
angle
my God.
Slam. That's what that's called, folks. By the way, that's called an angle slam. And AJ Evers just scored with it.
Well, due to registered copyright laws, I'm going to call that a modified fireman's carry suplex.
Howard, don't make me register your copyright. I'll take you right to the trademark office, you wouldn't believe, buddy.
I'll have to call attorney Ryan Zerowitz to handle this for me, but nevertheless,
goodness gracious,
we've got some excellent action going on.
You're the man, Howard. Don't be listening to me talk.
I don't know how much I would trust Ryan Zero as a lawyer. As we saw earlier tonight, he's apparently always in the red.
I said Ryan Zerowitz, his half-brother.
Yes, Ryan Zerowitz, I got you.
So hard to get imaginary lawyers to defend you with his big right hand. Huge right hand by Marc. And they're just, this is, if this gets down to a survival type situation. If this gets down to a survival type situation, like I was saying, Howard, that plays right into AJ Evers' game plan of having no game plan and of just winging it and just going for it as best that he can. He's really knocking Krieger from pillar to post here.
He's making Krieger's looks a little more rugged than they were before the match started.
The girls will find Marc Krieger slightly more approachable with a broken nose, perhaps, and a big set of crutches.
Oh my God.
Washed his face for him.
Come on. That's the killer instinct that this kid is developing, getting in the ring with veterans like this.
Right, and he's going to need it. He's going to need it. It's funny, Howard, you should bring that up. That was when I was looking for a way.
Another one.
Another one. Look at his face. When I was studying tapes of this kid, and there weren't many because he was young, but when I was studying tapes of this kid and looking for a weakness, looking for a way to get him, that was what I discovered right off the bat. He at the time, and don't forget, folks, this is at least a year and a half ago, but at the time he had no mean streak at all, and that was really the way to get him, is take him out of that comfort zone of competition and make it personal, and AJ would fall apart. That is not the scenario these days. He's had a lot of experience over the last year and a half. He's worked a lot of very experienced guys and been very successful against them. Let's be very honest here.
I don't know about you, but I've never seen a Manhattan drop into a belly-to-belly suplex. Very innovative, in addition to being a tough, emotional, can't keep him down wrestler.
I have to ask, where is AJ going? The door's right there. Why would he attempt to climb over?
Like I said, he's taking a lot of stiff shots to the head tonight, John. And he's probably going back to what would probably be instinct just to get out of the cage. His head may be spinning to the point where he doesn't even realize there's a door, and it's right there.
You know, now that
and I know AJ, he is no imbecile, so...
Now that you mention it, that's something you know a lot about. Level with us, Banger. How are you really doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'll tell you what. I'm doing a lot better right now than Marc Krieger is doing.
His head just bouncing off of the cage.
Right at this point in time, I'm feeling like I am very much ready to take on a 300-pound sumbitch, put him in his place, and then get moving forward. AJ's pretty well out at this point.
Have you ever been in the ring?
But Joey Image is
we got in a situation. That's that.
AJ Evers, his feet hit the ground first. Marc Krieger got caught up in the ropes while Joey Image pulling him out.
I guess he showed us.
Robbie Krieger has no one to blame but himself.
And Marc Krieger has no one to blame either. As they celebrating, the music stopped.
The third member of the Image Empire's music.
Somebody looking to ruin his celebration here.
A man you know all too well, Banger.
Yeah, I'm about to get to know him a little bit better. What the hell does he think he's doing?
He's throwing AJ Evers back into the cage.
Speak of the damn devil.
What in the hell does he think he's doing? Are you kidding me? That's who he is. That's who that man is. That's who Pun is. He's somebody that will take advantage like this. That's when he wants to fight AJ, when AJ already had to fight somebody else.
He is guaranteed
This is why I'm
contract.
not scared of him. This is why I think I could take this guy. Look at this. Goodness.
Drops
what
AJ
the hell
right
is
on
this?
his head. And just like that, we have a new Keystone Wrestling heavyweight champion.
Are you kidding me? Is this some kind of fucking rib? The hell is going on here?
I think the landscape in this company has drastically changed.
I think the landscape in this company is about to fucking change.
Banger storming out of the booth.
Upset, and understandably so, but maybe AJ Evers' misfortune could be the Banger's fortune. His next match very likely will be for the title.
AJ Evers thinking he was in the clear. He escaped the cage. But the Image Empire still captures the Keystone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. As a straight-edge suplex machine just dumps AJ Evers on his head.
There's Joey Image right in the middle of it all, glad-handing, as usual.
Like I said, the moniker Indestructible just can't last forever. Eventually, a goldfish just doesn't bounce. Banger at Rick's side, assaulting Chris Decker.
I was kind of afraid the banger would find his way down there, John.
Decker doing his best to hold him back, but Punisher Van Slyke pouring gasoline on the fire, getting right in the face of Rich the Banger Howe with the Keystone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.